gonna say tap in the bada. What up? From Alaska? Good. You should all be in Alaska. It's 4 a.m. I should sleep. Also true. What up? I stopped shopping for manga for this. Good. Great. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all about fragrance samples. I'm gonna get so sidetracked on here. Don't put things on my head. I'm not gonna be able to think at all. Yeah, I just rolled through here after went on a hike, and yeah. Okay, so there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 total. I was wrong. It looked like a very large amount of glass in a big like cup, like by my fragrances. So, oh my god, I need to put my phone on. If I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, is it gonna mess this up? Not disturb. Is it gonna mess this up? What about now? Are we all still here? Did we make it? I live in California. It is light out here. I didn't break it. Calm down. Although I do feel like this tank top is, I didn't realize how much it was falling apart until I looked at it in this video. I'm like, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. All right, let's just start. So I'm gonna be like so careful. If I break a bunch of these on here, it'll be devastating, but wow. Whole bunch of different versions of Orange Frost. So let's get into it. So let me actually try and put them in order, like of how I got them, because that'll actually make this a much cleaner story. A version here. We're gonna put E over here. 1A, very first. 1B, 1D, 1D. The 1D version of Orange Frost. I know it's falling. It's always falling. It'll never not be falling. Here, it's the 1D. Oh, come on. Hiidef 1D. Let's see. We got the 1A2. Here's the percentages. And we are in. Okay. So, at first, I got 5 different versions. It was 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E. Right? I'm not going to drink it. And I'm not getting a pop socket either. I don't have to. I did wear these. So the ones, I'm trying to remember which of these versions I had during, so I was probably wearing some during the property tour, but I definitely wore them consciously every day and on the Sneaking Out of Heaven one. So don't put the hat on me. Yeah, I mean, it's limited in the way that, like, I mean, they're more than half sold for sure. Pop-up's gonna sell more. But yeah, so the idea is if they sell out, eventually I will bring them back. But even like best case, like if I place the order the day they sold out, it's going to be like a minimum of 3 months to get it all back, just because when we put the fragrance stuff like together, like put all the ingredients together, it still has to like age, you know what I mean? It still has to get, oh my God, this is so distracting. It gets stronger with time, you know what I mean? So it has to sit for like 6 or 7 weeks, and then the actual bottling process, and like you've seen today a little bit, they are literally being done by hand here in Los Angeles. So it's a process. But anyway, so to start, I got 5 different ones. I'm gonna tell you about them. How does Michael kiss? How would I know? 1A. So these are I'm gonna read you like, we're not doing ingredient list because it's boring science stuff that will not be fun, but doing the notes, because there's different, basically I figured out what I wanted, and then we went in and did like different versions of it, or like tweaks to ingredients, or like like substitutes, you know what I mean? Like different versions with a bunch of different substitutes and different amounts of each ingredient too. So this first one, the main notes to like look out for, green tea, tangerine, fruit, and amber. So hang on. I remember this one being sweeter. Oh my God, it's so good. This is so stupid. Like, that was one thing that was very funny about it too, is all of them were already, like, we could have stopped instantly and just picked 3 of them and been like one of 3 of, like, either, I think it was, my favorites were A, C, and E. And we could have gone with any of those and I would have been like, yeah, perfect. But so yeah, there's definitely more green tea in this, and like it feels like it's fruity, but it's like the lightest possible version of Pez. It's like if there was a cloud of Pez, but it was like dispersed, but still not that sugary. But still, yeah, this one's more sweet than the others. One sweet than the others. One big part of this was trying to do orange, because I wanted like a great orange fragrance. Orange frost. And the problem was doing citrus can be a little bit too sour sometimes, or at least to have like as like an every single day type fragrance. So the idea was to cut it with different fruits and different teas and stuff like that. So some of these have like apple in them, or some of like there's like white tea, green tea, regular tea, like a whole bunch of different things. We tried different versions of them just to, I don't know, just to see what's what and see like what specifically felt right. So this one was mint tea, tangerine, leather, and sandalwood. So, ooh, fuck. This one, oh, I forgot I can't do that on here. Hang on. So it's definitely more masculine. But yeah, so I guess let me rewind a little bit. The idea was to cut the citrus with different teas, and then it was like, cool, we've diluted it to where it still smells like orange, but it's not overwhelming and it's very soft. But then I was like, let's bring back some sweetness. So then we were trying things like apple, and we did like, ultimately one of the things that brought it back was like the spun sugar, right? So, this version doesn't, hang on, I keep getting so distracted. Don't put hats on me. I got to do it like this. It's the only way. Or wait, I could do this. That's easier. Then you can still see me. Big brain. And then the idea was I still didn't want it to just be like a sweet, like overly sweet thing that was just like, this is like some candy store Claire's type stuff. So yeah, we tried cutting it with like a bunch of, like, I don't want to say like overly masculine stuff, but because it is a unisex fragrance. Even this is distracting. Oh wait, I was covering me, my bad. So we're trying like different leathers and musks and like cedar and just anything we could do to like give it more depth. And so ultimately it is still like a sweeter and light leaning thing, but I didn't want it to just be like sugar water. So let me keep showing you these and you'll see what I mean. Where did I put 1B? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, leather, sandalwood, tangerine, mint tea. More masculine for sure. It was good. And this was some people's favorites. It was funny because it was a lot of like dude friends' favorites. 1C. Now, this is one thing I noticed when I was trying to find my own like orange scented fragrance, just for my own personal use. A lot of them would use grapefruit. And it was really interesting. I don't know why. I guess it just pairs better with things. Joe is in the chat. Joe mama. Hang on. I gotta like be careful not to use all of this. Hang on. I'm still smelling some of the other one I sprayed. Hang on. Okay, yeah. So this one, grapefruit, tangerine, white tea, and cedar. God, that's so good. God, that's so good. I wanted to lean more into the orange and find other ways to make it feel fruity rather than using this one. Just because in like the niche perfuming world, I feel like grapefruit was a little more common. But yeah, this is incredible. It's very green. Okay, 1D. This one smells like... Oh man, I always fuck... Hang on. Okay, so there's mate and there's pomelo in it, but on here it's like, I know I'm saying this wrong. It says pomelo, but it says British, so maybe that's just how British people say it. Tangerine. Now, raspberry leaf, that's super interesting to me. And sandalwood. Because raspberry is like another smell where I feel like that's something I could wear with other things too. Why am I on the phone? That's what everyone's doing on this whole thing, on this whole app. Hang on. I don't have any more room on my wrist, so we're going with the knee. Man, this one is really good. Again, this is one of the ones that like dude friends were more into, but I think that's just because it's what they would personally want to wear more. I truly cannot do TikTok lives. So yeah, more masculine. Kind of like B and D were both sort of in the same realm. Now 1E, I did love this one. Hang on. I think the final version was closest to A and E. So this one, yeah, okay. The tea in this one is different. So it's tangerine, sun tea, rain, like just straight up rain, which is, I mean, it's like, it's hard to describe because I actually have a fragrance that just sort of smells like rain water. And God, it's so hard to explain, but it smells like, it really does just smell like rain on like, man, I was gonna say like a trash can lid, but I don't want you to think it smells like trash. It really does just smell wet. Like it smells like after it's rained outside. So there was more of that in this one. Yes, pavement. There we go. Yeah, and then again, this is another one we used apple to kind of cut the citrus with, and leather was the main masculine kind of base note in here. So popping that there. So we started with those. The notes I gave was definitely, I'm gonna see if I can remember off the top of my head. It was, honestly, this is like 2023, so. I think I said I liked the sweetness of A. I liked doing white tea instead of green tea, like from C. And what do they say out of here? Go on, this hand. What did I say on here? I'm trying to remember if we kept the rain and the apple, like those notes. But anyway, then we moved on to the next four. It was 1A1, 1A2, 1A3, 1A4. So I'm just going to say 1, 2. 1A4. So I'm just gonna say 1, 2, 3, 1A4. So I'm just gonna say 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so 1A was tangerine, mint, crushed leaves, which is super interesting, ink, and sandalwood and leather. So, are Michael's lips soft? Bro, how would I know that? Stop asking me about this. Like you've never seen a boy kiss a boy. The ink smell was very, or like the ink note was very interesting. It's like, it's floral for sure, but it's like kind of bitter. Like just like very lightly, but it's hard to describe. It's literally like the smell of ink. Like, hang on, how do people describe smell of ink? Fragrance. So it's in a lot of Indian fragrances. Okay, a little smoky, a little burnt, a little bit chemical slash medicinal, which I do get. And above all, it smells inky. Nice. Yeah. This one has more mint in it than I remember. Maybe it's just gotten stronger. Then A2, tangerine, oolong tea, iris, which we kept, like we went pretty hard on that. Apple, grass court, suede, and amber. The suede is like it's like very lightly smoky, like a little bit musky. And there is like, you know, that is one of the final base notes in the final version. It tastes horrible. Please don't. There are stickers on the bottom of every bottle. I made sure. This is like the last thing we had to do. It was like the last holdup. It was like, oh, we need like a warning on there. And it specifically says, the last line is, do not drink this. It is topical. Do not spray it in your mouth. So yeah, tangerine, oolong tea, iris, like 5 or 6 different teas like in the mix. And sometimes we'd be doing different amounts of them. It was just, I don't know. And then I'd start to get demoitis, which is, you know, like where you hear the demo of something and then you'd go back and you're like, wait, was it better before? Like, I don't know. But yeah, so God, what was my favorite for these? I feel like based on the amounts that are left, yeah, okay, 1 and 4 were my favorites. So 3, again, all of them were good. These all could have come out and been like incredible. You said you just joined. Okay, this is by far the manliest one. I was gonna say like the leather and like there's incense in this one. God, that's good because it's like it has that kind of Eastern like deep smell, but at the same time, it still has like those sweet tea notes. So this one, tangerine, white tea, incense, merino wool, vanilla, leather, and musk. The merino wool is like, it's very green, but in like in a weird way. Like, again, like I don't know why so many watery green smells. Like maybe it's just because I'm used to smelling them in like more city-like settings, but I'm like, yeah, it smells like when you go outside really early in the morning and there's just like water on the pavement and trash cans and like fence. That's what it smells. And it's like a little bit, just like fucking micro metal smell. Hang on. But this is by far the most masculine version of, yes, dewy is a good word. Dew. Boy forgot dew. Baja Blast head forgot the dew. But yeah, so A3 was definitely the most manly. And again, this one, I think the incense was maybe only in this one. But yeah, very green, the tangerine is strong in this too. I feel like it's more present here than the other ones. Vanilla, hang on. Okay, I kind of see that. This is so weird. Like, I wish I could find a way to let y'all smell these, but like they are truly just in these little vials. So I mean, like, clearly I enjoyed this one more. What too? Vanilla. Yeah, musk, incense, the wool, leather. This is by far the biggest departure, but it's still great. Again, all of these are great. Oh my God, that's really good. I'm gonna start breaking this one out. How did we know that we had the one? Honestly, I started asking people that are a lot smarter than me and people that have been doing fragrance for like a decade. What I did was I picked the favorites of these, you know, this last batch here, and ultimately it was between 1A and, well, 1A1 and 1A4, because I think it was, hang on, other knee. Oh my God, that's so good. Wait a minute, yeah. You know what it is? Okay, now I remember exactly what happened. So I brought these to them because I loved both. And I was like, what do you guys think? And it was, I'm trying to think of everybody we asked, but I know Johnny from Scent Bar out here in LA, like, I've trusted him so much with this. I've been like, what do you think? What do you think? And I asked him about these ones specifically. And he's like, because I think, well, the final verdict for me was like, I loved both of them too much. But A4 was like barely sweeter, right? Just like a little bit. And 1A was more like, God, I don't know. Just like, on the scale, like if like 0 is feminine and 10 is masculine, let's switch those. 0 is masculine, 10 is feminine. Like, I think 4 was like a 5.5, maybe a 6, just because it's a little bit sweeter. And then the A1 was like, just maybe like a 4.5. You know what I mean? Like, they're very close. But yeah, so the final note, like the notes in the 4A was mint tea, tangerine, spun sugar, crystal, iris, sandalwood, cut glass. We went with 4. That was like the final version of the it really is an androgynous scent. This was like the final thing of like playing with ratios and like, you know, alt versions and all that. So I think Johnny was like, I think both are great. I think people might like 4 better. And so trusted him with that, went with it. The next step was we had to do, figure out like the ethanol percentage, because they do, like, that makes them like have different effects, like last different degrees. It can be like too alcohol-y smelling, or because like you want to like dilute it just like a tiny little bit, just because it helps it interact with the skin better. So the final version, we went with 16% because it's right down the middle. It's either 12, 16, or 20. So we got the formula for A4 and then did the different alcohol percentages. So I haven't smelled these in a while. Hang on. Whew. Fuck me. These are so good. I so badly wish we had smell-o-vision. 16 is the final. Yeah. 20. Where can I even spray this? I'm like out of space. Oh my God. I used all of this one. Showing people it. I can't even spray it anymore. Whew. I tried. It smells incredible. So the final notes listed on the box are, I'm not going to stop huffing it. It's incredible. I did say glass with an L. Orange, iris, heliotrope, white amber, tea, just straight tea, cypress, spun sugar, cedar, and musk. You see this? So, it's pretty sick. And these are all the versions. If you smelled me on the Sneaking Out of Heaven tour, you smelled one of these four. The tangerine, oolong tea, iris, apple, grass court, suede, amber. So there was, that option. Tangerine, white tea, incense, merino wool, vanilla, leather, and musk. So again, manly version. If I ever smelled like a man's man, I was probably wearing that one. Tangerine, mint, crushed leaves, ink, sandalwood, leather. And then the final one that we went with, mint tea, tangerine, spun sugar, crystal, iris, sandalwood, and cut glass. It was stuck to your clothing after the meet and greet, like after that show. It is it stays. Like a lot of 16% are like, the last maybe like 4 or 5 hours. This one, I swear, I still smell it like next day. Like if I spray it like on a hoodie, like and I put it on the next morning, I'm like, that's Orange Frost, baby. So that's what's up. Anaheim show. Almost passed out from the... Wait. How do you feel about Sydney Sweeney bathwater? That's not what we're talking about. Oh my God. You guys can't stay on topic. Thanks, man. I appreciate y'all having pride in this with me because I very much feel it. It's been 1 week. Can't not do that. Property tour was 2 years ago, and I had the first samples for it on there, which means it had already been so in the works that we had samples. So it's been 2 years, probably more, and I'm very happy that it's finally out, and I appreciate y'all supporting, talking about it. And yeah, if you haven't, go get it. Go get a bottle. We did like a little, I think it's, what is it? If you get 2 of them, instead of being 180, it's 170. Look at that. You can get yourself a little shirt, little all over print. And yeah, actually all the clothes are almost out too. But anyway, grab your bottle. It's beautiful. A lot of love and hard work went into it. Was bottling some of them myself today. Dropped some notes in some of the boxes. Not really notes, but, well, more notes, but not like letters, Can you see the nails? They're horrible now. Like, this release, it's wreaked havoc on my nails. Yeah, come to the pop-up, June 15, 14, and 13. Why would I say it like that? June 13th, 14th, and 15th. So, yeah, come through. I might have a new nail set depending on how much time I have. I do have to make a store. So, Hiidef house is going up. So, yeah, thank y'all. Go get Orange Frost. I'll show you the bottle. Come with me. Dude, I got a shower. I did a full-on hike. It was hot today, dude. Like, my cardio was suffering a little bit. Orange Frost, is it in you? Orange Frost, just do it. Orange Frost. Have it your way. Yeah, I said, is it in you? How long does one bottle last? That depends how much you spray it. It can last forever. It can last, I've been using this one pretty regularly for 3-4 months, something like that. But I've been, like I said, wearing it regularly. So please don't drink it. Just don't. All right. Thank you. It's been real. I don't listen to you or Five Sauce, but I liked seeing you kiss Michael Clifford. That's why we did it, folks. Later.